Have you ever wanted to talk to your neighbor in English, but you weren't sure what to say?
Maybe you see the same person every day, smile, say hello, and then the conversation ends because you don't know how to continue.
Today, we're going to practice a natural conversation that can help you feel more comfortable talking to neighbors, making small talk, asking simple questions, and even handling everyday situations politely.
That's right. Talking to a neighbor may seem simple, but real conversations can move in many different directions.
You might talk about the weather, your home, the neighborhood, work, pets, weekend plans, or even ask for a small favor.
All right, let's imagine Anna and I are neighbors who have seen each other several times, but we haven't really had a conversation yet. Let's get started.
Hey, good morning. I don't think we've officially met before. I'm Anna. I live in the house right next to yours.
Oh, hey, good morning. I'm Leo. It's nice to finally meet you. I've seen you around a few times, but I don't think we've ever actually introduced ourselves.
Same here. I've seen you getting your mail a few times, and I think I've seen you walking your dog in the evenings.
Yeah, that's probably me. I usually take him out after work because he has way too much energy to stay inside all evening.
I know what you mean. I have a cat, so I don't have to take her anywhere, but somehow she still manages to keep me busy.
Really? I didn't know you had a cat.
Yeah, her name is Luna. She's pretty quiet most of the time, which I appreciate because I like having a peaceful home.
That sounds nice. My dog is the complete opposite. His name's Max, and he's friendly, but he gets excited about absolutely everything.
That's funny. I think I've actually heard him barking once or twice.
Oh, I hope he wasn't bothering you.
No, not at all. Honestly, I barely noticed. And if he ever gets too loud, I'll let you know.
I appreciate that. And if you ever hear anything coming from my house that's too loud, feel free to tell me.
Thanks, that's good to know. So, how long have you lived here?
I moved in about 6 months ago. I'm still getting used to the neighborhood, actually.
Oh, really? Then welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you. I like it so far. It's much quieter than the place I lived before.
That's one of the things I like about this area. It's close enough to everything, but it still feels pretty peaceful.
Exactly. That's what attracted me to this neighborhood. I wanted somewhere quiet, but I didn't want to be too far from stores and restaurants.
That makes sense. There's actually a really good coffee shop about 5 minutes from here.
Oh, really? I haven't found a good one yet. What's it called?
It's called Morning Brew. It's on the corner near the grocery store.
I know the grocery store, but I don't think I've noticed the coffee shop.
You should check it out. Their coffee is pretty good, and they have these huge blueberry muffins.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'm definitely going to try it.
You won't regret it. Actually, speaking of the grocery store, do you usually shop there?
Yeah, most of the time. It's convenient, and I could walk there if I only need a few things.
That's good to know. I've been trying to figure out which stores are best around here.
If you're looking for fresh vegetables, there's a smaller market a few blocks away that's pretty good.
A smaller market?
Yeah, it's not as big as the grocery store, but the produce is usually fresh and the prices are reasonable.
Could you repeat the name? I didn't catch it.
Sure, it's called Green Market.
Green Market. Got it. Thanks.
No problem. In that phrase, I didn't catch it, is a really natural way to say you didn't hear or understand something clearly. You can say, sorry, I didn't catch that, when you want someone to repeat themselves.
That's a useful one. Sometimes English speakers talk so quickly that I don't catch everything the first time.
Same here, especially when someone is talking while there's a lot of background noise.
Right, and it's completely normal to ask someone to repeat themselves.
Absolutely. Anyway, what do you do for work?
I work from home. I spend most of my day on my computer, so I really appreciate having a quiet neighborhood.
That must be convenient.
It is. I don't have to commute, which saves me a lot of time. But sometimes working from home can feel a little isolating.
I can understand that. I work in an office, so I talk to people all day, but sometimes I wish I could work from home.
I guess both situations have their advantages.
Definitely. What kind of work do you do?
I work in education. I spend a lot of time helping people learn new skills.
That sounds rewarding.
It is. What about you?
I work in technology. My job can get pretty busy, especially during certain times of the year.
I see. So I guess you probably enjoy coming home to a quiet house.
Exactly. Well, quiet except for Max.
Fair enough. By the way, have you met many people in the neighborhood yet?
Not really. I've talked to a few people, but I still don't know many of my neighbors.
It takes time. Most people here are friendly, but everyone seems to be busy.
That's true. Sometimes you want to talk to someone, but you don't want to interrupt them.
I know what you mean. I think the easiest way is just to start with something simple.
Like asking how their day's going?
Exactly. Or you can make a comment about something happening around you.
For example, the weather.
The classic conversation starter.
Well, it does work.
It really does. You can say, beautiful day, isn't it? Or, looks like we're going to get some rain.
And then the other person can easily respond.
Right. You're not trying to have a deep conversation immediately. You're just opening the door to a conversation.
That's an important point. Small talk doesn't have to be complicated.
Exactly. You can start small and let the conversation develop naturally.
Actually, I wanted to ask you something about the neighborhood.
Sure, what's up?
Do you know if there's a place nearby where I can recycle old electronics?
I'm not completely sure, but I think the community center accepts some types of electronics.
Oh, that would be helpful.
I can check their website later and send you the information.
You don't have to go out of your way.
It's no problem. I've been meaning to check it anyway.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Of course.
Do you know if the neighborhood has any community events?
Yeah, actually, there's usually a neighborhood barbecue once or twice a year.
Really? I'd love to go to one.
The next one should be sometime next month. People usually bring food and there are games for the kids.
That sounds fun.
It's a good way to meet people. Last time, I met 3 neighbors I had lived near for years but had barely spoken to.
That's exactly what I need.
You should definitely come.
I will.
Actually, I just remembered something. There's also a neighborhood group online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people use it to share information about local events, lost pets, road closures, recommendations, things like that.
That could be really useful.
It is. I can send you the link if you want.
Sure, that would be great.
No problem. I'll send it to you later today.
Thanks, Leo.
Anytime.
I actually have another question. Have you ever had any problems with packages being delivered here?
Not really. Why?
I'm expecting a package tomorrow, but I might not be home when it arrives.
If you're comfortable with it, you could ask the delivery company to leave it in a safe place.
That's true, I might do that.
Or if you really need someone to keep an eye out for it, you can let me know.
Are you sure? I don't want to bother you.
You're not bothering me. If I'm home, I can keep an eye out.
I really appreciate that. I'll let you know if I need help.
Sounds good.
And if you ever need anything, just let me know too.
Thanks. I might take you up on that someday.
Please do.
You know, it's funny. We've lived next to each other for 6 months, and this is probably the longest conversation we've ever had.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, I guess we should have introduced ourselves sooner.
Maybe, but I think we both assumed the other person was busy.
That happens a lot.
I think sometimes people are afraid of bothering others, especially when they're not sure what to say.
That's true, but a simple good morning can be enough to start.
And then you can ask a simple question.
Like, how's your day going?
Or how long have you lived here?
Or have you tried that restaurant down the street?
Or even, do you know a good place to get coffee around here?
Exactly. You don't need a perfect conversation starter.
You just need something natural.
And once the conversation starts, listen to the other person. Their answer will usually give you your next question.
That's a really good tip.
For example, if your neighbor says, I've lived here for 10 years, you can ask, oh, really? What do you like most about the neighborhood?
And if they say, I just moved here, you can ask, how are you settling in?
Exactly. How are you settling in is another useful phrase.
It means basically, how are you getting used to your new place?
Right. You might ask someone who recently moved into the neighborhood, how are you settling in?
That sounds very natural.
And it shows that you're interested without asking anything too personal.
Speaking of personal questions, are there any topics you think neighbors should avoid?
I'd probably avoid asking very personal questions when you first meet someone.
Such as...
Questions about their income, relationship problems, private family matters, or anything that seems too personal.
That makes sense.
You can always start with neutral topics and learn more about someone naturally over time.
What about asking someone's age?
That can be okay in some situations, but it's usually not necessary when you're meeting a neighbor for the first time.
Right, there are plenty of other things to talk about.
Exactly.
What about asking for a favor? When is it okay to ask a neighbor for help?
It depends on the favor. Something small and reasonable is usually fine, especially once you know the person a little better.
Like borrowing a tool?
Sure, you might say, "Hey, do you happen to have a screwdriver I could borrow?"
Do you happen to have? That sounds polite.
It is. It makes the request sound casual and less demanding.
So instead of saying, give me a screwdriver, you could say, do you happen to have a screwdriver I could borrow?
Exactly. The second one sounds much more polite.
And if the person says no?
You can simply say, "No problem, thanks anyway."
That's easy to remember.
And if someone asks you for a favor but you can't help, you can also say, "I'm sorry, I can't this time."
That's useful because sometimes you want to be friendly but you're not available.
Exactly. Being a good neighbor doesn't mean saying yes to everything.
That's a good point.
You can be friendly and still have boundaries.
I agree.
Oh, and there's another situation that neighbors sometimes have to deal with: noise.
That can be awkward.
It definitely can. If your neighbor is making too much noise, you don't want to sound aggressive.
So what would you say?
You could say, "Hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but would you mind turning the music down a little?"
That sounds polite but clear.
Right. "Would you mind" is a useful way to make a polite request.
And you could also explain why.
Exactly. You might say, "I have an early morning tomorrow, so I'm trying to get some sleep."
That sounds much better than simply saying you're too loud.
Definitely. The goal is to solve the problem without creating another problem.
That's a good way to put it.
And remember, your tone matters just as much as your words.
That's true. If you speak calmly and politely, even an uncomfortable conversation can go well.
Exactly.
Well, Leo, I'm glad we finally talked.
Me too. I feel like I know my neighbor now instead of just knowing the person who lives next door.
I know what you mean.
And now that we've talked, don't be surprised if I say hello every time I see you.
I'd like that.
Great. And if you see me walking Max later, feel free to stop and say hi.
I will, and maybe someday I'll introduce you to Luna.
I'd like that, although I have a feeling Luna might not be as excited to meet me as I am to meet her.
Probably not. She's a little shy.
Fair enough.
All right, Leo, I should probably get back inside and start work.
Same here. It was really nice talking to you.
You too. Have a great day.
You too, Anna. See you around.
See you.
And that brings us to the end of today's conversation about talking to your neighbors.
We hope this conversation showed you that talking to a neighbor doesn't have to be complicated. You can start with something as simple as good morning, ask a friendly question, and let the conversation develop naturally.
Remember some of the useful phrases from today. "I didn't catch that." "How long have you lived here?" "How are you settling in?" "Do you happen to have?" and "Would you mind?"
And most importantly, don't worry about speaking perfect English. Real conversations are not about using perfect sentences every time. They're about communicating, listening, asking questions, and continuing the conversation.
If you don't understand something, ask the person to repeat it. If you make a mistake, keep going. You can always try again.
The more you practice everyday conversations, the more natural speaking English will feel.
If you found this lesson helpful, please like the video and subscribe to English Talk channel.
And if you know someone who is learning English, share this conversation with them.
Thank you so much for practicing with us today. Keep learning, keep speaking, and don't be afraid to start a conversation.
Even a simple good morning can be the beginning of a great conversation.
See you in the next video.
Goodbye for now.